Welcome. This is our Thursday noon session. For those of you that are new, my name is Travis Martin. I've lost over 100 pounds on the program, come off all prescription medications, and God's blessed me and allowed me to be a small part of tens of thousands of lives over the last almost two decades. And really appreciate getting to do what I do, help people lose weight, feel better, hopefully live life with more self-confidence and self-esteem, all while giving Jesus the praise for it all. Because it's in Him that we have our being. Whether we live unto Christ. Whether we die unto Christ. So let's all live unto Jesus and enjoy this life. It comes with an expiration date. So make the most out of every single day, beginning with today. So we're learning a lifestyle here together. We're not really interested in dieting. The first three letters of the word diet spell die. Anything we start with and can't stick with forever when it comes to trying to lose weight is a waste of our time. Never, ever subscribe to a long-term approach that excludes a God-given macronutrient. Now, I'm not saying that we can't exclude a macronutrient for a few weeks in order to get some momentum. That will, when you exclude a macro, you can thereby exclude some extra calories. But it's better to make sure that you have a lifestyle approach that includes all the macros: protein, carbohydrate, and fat. That's what we do here. We teach nutrition, sports nutrition, weight loss nutrition, wellness nutrition, and we do not exclude macros other than over just every once in a while. It's really good for a client to exclude carbs or exclude fat just to get a little momentum. But if you're trying to exclude those macros the rest of your life, you're just going to be fighting an uphill battle. You need those macronutrients, all four of them: protein, carbohydrate, fat, and water. But understanding how to combine them together based upon your situation and your goals is life-changing stuff. And I want you to come and go with me. I invite you to come and go with me and come and go with the Shibboleth family. So we will get started right now. Little brief thing that's on my heart. Sasha and I was reading this morning. We've been talking about working. We need to work harder. We need to work harder on our goals and our dreams. We need to work. We talked about that, and lo and behold, when we opened up the scripture today to read, it happened to fall right there in the book of John, the Gospel of John, where Jesus is saying the only work that we need to do. Does anybody know the answer? Jesus said the only work that you need to do is what? Anybody know? And if your lifestyle approach doesn't start with this fact, then it's going to be an uphill battle too. But if your lifestyle journey starts with this, everything else is smooth sailing. Does anybody know? Jesus said the only work that you need to be concerned with forevermore is believing, not witnessing. Believing, I would have guessed that too, John. Believe. The only work you need to do is believing in Him who God has sent to save the world. How about that? All we've got to do is believe in Jesus. That is the work. Once we've got that chief cornerstone, everything else is smooth sailing. But if we try to achieve lasting success with our weight loss program, the works of the flesh is what got us here. Can I get an amen? The works of my flesh, the appetites of not my spirit. My spirit didn't get me here. The works of my flesh got me to that place where I was overweight and unhealthy. That gluttonous appetite I had, that spoiled rotten attitude I had, wanting to eat what I wanted, when I wanted, as much as I wanted, as often as I wanted. The works of the flesh got me there. The works of the flesh can't get me out of that place. Only a thriving spirit can get me out of that place that I was in. It has got me out of that place, but it's because of the work that I did that wasn't with my hands, but with my heart. I believed in the only begotten Son of God, Jesus Christ. That is the work. We're not called to be achievers. We're called to be believers. Let me repeat that. We're not called to be achievers. We will achieve because we believe. We're not called to be achievers. We're called to be believers. So if we'll start each and every day off like that, living and eating unto God, boy, y'all didn't like that preaching too much, did you? That's pretty good preaching if you ask me. We're called to be believers. And once we put first things first, that belief and faith in Jesus Christ, I can do all things through Christ, which strengthens me. Obesity and the unintended consequences that goes along with it will just dissipate its heat and go away. So God is good today. Believe in Jesus. I know I'm talking to my Christian brothers and sisters, but if you'll meditate on that just a minute, I bet it's hard to believe, isn't it? It's hard to believe that the children of God can have it that good. Think about that. That the only thing that you've got to labor in is your belief. Believe in the only begotten Son of God, Jesus Christ. That's amazing to me. All right, with that said, we'll get started. Any questions for me today? Weight loss, wellness, behavior modification on the plan. Many of you are new members, free members that are doing your best to learn the program. You're watching your daily lessons. You may have questions in regards to those daily lessons. You may have other questions about supplementation, about exercise, but I'm here to answer your questions and lead you into the Shibboleth lifestyle until you have a mastery. Pam says, I have lost 20 pounds since January, not losing this, regain weight as fast as I lost my weight when I first began Shibboleth, but this go around, I take holidays and I didn't the first time, but I can do better for sure. Trust the process. Lost 20 pounds since January. That's great. Blessed be the name of the Lord. That's fantastic. All right, we've got a private question. In the food calculator in the library on a food label, how do you find what the calories from fat are in the serving size? Well, usually when you look at a nutrition label, it will say calories from fat. Everybody hear that? When you look at a nutrition label, at the top, right under the calories in small print, it will say calories from fat. If it doesn't, you take the number of fat grams. If it doesn't tell you the calories from fat, you look at the number of fat grams and multiply times 9. There are 9 calories in a gram of fat. So if I'm looking at a nutrition label that doesn't tell me the calories from fat, then I look at the grams, and if it says there are 4 grams, how many calories from fat would that be in a serving? Not quite, not 26, 36. There you go. Almost, Pam. That's how you determine the calories from fat in a serving. Don't forget, we're learning the Shibboleth Shield, the daily disciplines, drinking our water, journaling, eating the right food combinations, eating the right portions throughout the day, timing, bless the name of the Lord. That's how we have a perfect day. After 2 of those easy to accomplish perfect days, we're then in efficient fat burning. And then it's just a matter of time. Time's going to pass whether you do this or not. You might as well be doing it. And that way by summer, you're feeling good. Can you drink too much water? Trick question there. That's hard to do if you're not guzzling it. You can get water poison from guzzling water too fast, especially in a dehydrated state. So if you're not guzzling water and you're not in a race to get it in, it's really hard to drink too much water. So I suggest that we don't look at it that way, though. We don't drink as much water. Listen, it's not a competition here. We don't want to drink 2 gallons, 3 gallons of water. I know people that do that. I don't advise it. The Shibboleth rule set is a safe rule set. That's why we should be following the Shibboleth rule set, which is how much water a day, everyone. Water in, fat out. That's right. Half a gallon up to 1 gallon of water. That's safe. And you shouldn't guzzle that. You should just drink it normally like you drink any beverage. Your body's made of water. Water's not going to hurt you. But if especially when you're dehydrated, if you flood your system really rapidly with cold water, you could die. So you don't want to do that. We don't want to die. It's not time. Tammy, I love cauliflower rice, but it doesn't love me. Why would I have issues with the rice but not with whole cauliflower? I can't really answer that question. It could be that because it's processed somewhat, you've done a lot of the work for your digestive system, and there are oxalates in cauliflower, and that might be unsettling to your tummy. Maybe if you're eating whole cauliflower, because your body's got to process itself, you don't get the release of those oxalates as fast. That's the only thing that I could think of there. Pam Power, if we eat extra approved foods, such as more snacks, not bad foods, does that activate the fat bus like a holiday does? No, but you're eating a surplus of calories then, and you cannot lose weight. You have to operate in a calorie deficit. You must operate in a calorie deficit week over week, month over month, until you reach your ideal weight range in order to lose weight. Now, when you're eating approved foods, if you overeat approved foods, you will gain weight more slowly because you're not provoking the fat bus. If you're eating non-approved foods, then you're going to provoke a fat bus. If you're in a calorie deficit and the fat bus is raging, you're going to lose weight really slow, if at all. If you are eating the wrong foods and you're eating a surplus and provoking the fat bus, you're going to gain weight very, very fast. We do not need to be eating more than 3 times a day. That is a bad habit. That is grazing, everyone. We are not sheep. We are not cattle. Our job is not to graze. We do not have 2 stomachs like a cow. We do not need to be grazing all day. If we feel that we need more than 3 portion-controlled eating episodes a day, we have a behavioral issue, not a physiological one. So we've got to work through that and spend more time with behavior modification and remapping the brain. What we get used to, eating all day, every day, hand-to-mouth disease, is really a bad habit, and it's really hard to break. We've all been through it, but you got to do it, or you're never going to live a healthy and well life. It is addiction. It's called food addiction. I'm on a rant. I'm not talking to Pam Power. Let me go back and just answer her question specifically. You should not be eating more than 3 eating episodes a day. If you must eat more than that, then you need to have approved snacks so you can control the fat bus. Keith, will fasting for 24 hours start EFB faster? Yes, it will, because your body will have to use up its reserve fuel, its reserve glycogen fuel much faster. So the faster we use up reserve fuel, glycogen fuel, the quicker our body has to make the shift into efficient fat burning. So yes, a 24-hour fast, I would suggest after a 24-hour period, you're then in efficient fat burning status. It's okay, Vicky, to drink something all the time, as long as it's water or 0-calorie approved beverages. Then have at it. Those liquids with no calories are going to help you. Are not going to hurt you. Can I talk about MCT? I've started that in the daily short lessons. Let's talk a little bit about it. MCT stands for medium chain triglyceride. Medium chain triglycerides are fats. Anything in the form of fat is more easily stored as a fat. MCT, though, is such a short chain or medium chain triglyceride. There's not much of it to dissipate in heat. It goes away very rapidly. It is 3 fats bound together that can travel through your cells very easily and be used as energy. They don't get caught in the cell. That's a good layman's way to put it. They don't get caught easily in the cell. And they're used as an energy source when our glycogen levels are depleted, and they just dissipate as heat and go away. Hence the reason we want to cook with MCT at home. LCTs, long chain triglycerides, aren't bad for you, but if they're coupled with, they're 3 fatty acids combined together that are larger, and they have a hard time traveling through the cell. They're easily trapped in the cell, especially in the presence of insulin. So we never want to consume a long chain triglyceride when our goal is to lose weight. We never want to consume a long chain triglyceride with a carbohydrate, unless it's a fibrous carbohydrate. That's a big no-no if you're trying to lose weight. So it's not that MCTs are bad, good for you or bad for you. LCTs, good for you, bad for you. It's you understanding the situation. It's you understanding your goals and how to make the best decision based upon that situation and goals. At home, you should be cooking with MCT oil. I ate a piece of cake. How long does it take to get into efficient fat burning status? If you, the next day after eating your cake, if you start back on the program, you have a perfect day. See, when you ate the cake, here's what happened. When you ate the cake, your body, your blood sugar went up. Your pancreas released the fat bus to keep you out of a diabetic coma. Good deal. The fat bus regulates your blood sugar. You're still alive after having cake. That's a good thing. Cake tastes good. I'm still alive. It's good. Now you have high levels of insulin in your system. That's like the police hanging out around a crime scene after the crime scene's over. And that insulin is going to stay in your system at pretty decent levels for the next 2 days. If after you have that cake, the next day you have a perfect day, your body begins to deplete the glycogen that you stored from the cake, using it as an energy source, and then beginning to shift back into fat burning. We know if you have 2 perfect days and follow the rules that by the 3rd day, you're back in EFB. If you do what Keith said and you had a really right and tight day the next day after cake, maybe you got 20,000 steps and you only had 1 meal, you'd be right back into EFB that day. But since we don't know what you're going to do, we treat it worst case scenario. And we say, you need to have 2 perfect days in order for those insulin levels to abate and you to be able to get back in efficient fat burning status. Hope that makes sense. How is a PB&J counted? It's approved peanut butter and sugar-free jelly on approved bread. I know the bread is a 2 and jelly is a condiment, but when I look up peanut butter, it tells me how to count as a snack, but I can't find the category. Peanut butter is a category 6 superfood. This is a yellow column combination, a 6 superfood. Peanut butter, up to 2 tablespoons of peanut butter is a meal episode. 2 tablespoons of peanut butter on 2 slices of category 2 bread with sugar-free jelly is a 6 plus a 2 plus a condiment. Hope that makes sense. Does what trigger fat burning? Again, after answering a few, I get lost. Oh, MCT, okay. Vicky. Does it trigger fat burning then after? It does not trigger fat burning. You can read that MCT helps burn fat. It means indirectly. So what MCT does do, it gives you energy without provoking the fat bus, and energy that's easily burned up and not stored as fat. So that's why we choose MCT oil. And it has a metabolic sparing effect, because if your body's got that as an energy source, your body won't burn up muscle. So you've got a great indirect fat burner there in MCT oil. It does not trigger fat burning. It helps with fat burning. The only thing, ding, ding, the only thing, no supplement triggers fat burning. No food triggers fat burning. The only thing that triggers fat burning is a calorie deficit and controlling insulin. That triggers fat burning. Jen, I saw online that folks with diabetes should not use MCT oil. Is that true? If so, why? I didn't understand that correlation between MCT and diabetes. I can't answer that question. You need to talk to your physician, and so do they need to talk to your physician. Many physicians approve the use of MCT oil as a cooking oil for diabetics. What's not good for diabetics is them doing a ketogenic diet. That's not necessarily good. And then adding MCTs onto a ketogenic diet, ours is not a ketogenic diet. Yes, you can temporarily get in ketosis, but we're not a ketogenic diet. A ketogenic diet requires high levels of fat to protein ratio. That's not what we do. Now, the reason they say not to do that, a diabetic could get into, diabetic acidosis, or you might have to help me with the term right now, it escapes me, but that can be a problem. But our diabetics please don't listen to me when it comes to medical advice. I am not a physician. I do not pretend to be a physician. I do not treat, cure, diagnose, prescribe. All I can do is say, take our program to the doctor, ask your doctor if it's right for you. All I can tell you is that we have endless numbers of diabetics that do our program and use MCT oil as a cooking agent in their home. And I assume and hope they've talked to their physician about that. When you have an accidental ingestion that raises the insulin, what can we do to stop it? Nothing. I ate the wrong sauce last night by mistake on a perfect day, which has then turned into a holiday salad. Now, if you had less than 50 calories of that sauce, probably not a big deal. I probably wouldn't have called that a holiday. If you had a large amount of that sauce and it was a lot of sugar in that sauce, then you're probably going to have to count it a holiday. And sadly, if you have sugar, there's nothing you can do to put the brakes on the sugar. If you have processed sugar without any protein or fiber, processed sugar is going to cause the fat bust. Nothing you can do but wait it out. I wish I had better news for you. You can do what Keith suggested, which is do a fasting day, or you could have 1 meal a day, pick up the steps, use up the glycogen that you're storing. That'll help the insulin levels abate a little faster. But we are going to have in this lifestyle, we're going to have snackcidents. We're going to have, I still do. I have accidents, snackcidents. I have planned holidays, accidental holidays, part of the journey. It's great news though. As long as we do the right thing more than the wrong thing, weight's got to go. There's no reason, no excuse to quit. You don't have to feel like a perfectionist. You just got to have more perfect days than holidays, and we're going to make progress. I mentioned, Pam says, you mentioned drinking Diet Ocean Spray and ACV. How much and how often? How does it count? It's just a beverage. I use it as a wine replacement so that I don't start drinking on the bottle. I have about an ounce of apple cider vinegar, ounce or less, mixed with Ocean Spray Diet in my wine glass. It's a great health tonic, helps control blood sugar. I do that 1 to 2 times a day. Just something, if I'm craving a beverage, a little Ocean Spray Diet with up to an ounce of Bragg's apple cider vinegar. It's fine. It may help. It certainly doesn't hurt. Helps with the body's alkalinity. I just enjoy the flavor of it. I enjoy that little twang that it gives my Ocean Spray Diet. Some say that it can help with burning fat. I think indirectly it can help with burning fat through the controlling of the fat bus. I will take a swig of apple cider vinegar if I don't have my Advocare Fibotrim or Advocare Carbes before a holiday meal. I will sometimes take a swig of apple cider vinegar to help better control my blood sugar. Had a brand of barbecue sauce with 15 calories. I had the same brand, no sugar honey mustard sauce, and was 130 calories. Yeah, that's probably a holiday. Yeah, that sugar, you doesn't mean you had a surplus of calories. Just because you have an insulin spike doesn't mean you're going to gain weight. An insulin spike just means you can't lose body fat efficiently. So it sounds like you still had a pretty good day. It doesn't sound like you overindulged, just had the wrong sauce. Probably will not see any kind of weight gain from that. You're just going to see a little slowdown in your fat loss results. No big deal. Marie, you said for the 30-day challenge, we should stay away from category 6. So it's peanut butter sandwich. It's okay. I don't mean for y'all to stay away from anything once you learn. People learn at different paces. Right now, I've got free members that are confused as all get out. So it doesn't make sense for me to teach them about category 6, category 3, category 5. They're just trying to master 1s and 2s and 4s and 2s. But everybody learns at a different pace. And as well, some of our folks are becoming lifetime members and they get access to all the other videos and they're learning faster, right? They're learning faster than our free members. So if you've already learned what a category 6 is, you've already learned how to read the combination chart, you're in no danger there. Go for it. Every approved combination is a weight loss combination. Yeah, ketoacidosis. Thank you, Nicole. MCT oil is awesome, Jim. Jen, I'm sorry. I just cook with it. I don't add it to stuff. I know people adding it to everything. I'm like, why are you doing that? Don't do that, because if you add it to everything, the other calories aren't going to get used up as an energy source as fast. Don't add it to everything just because you can. I can't figure out, I need to come up. Patty was saying she liked my stories. I got to come up. Thank you, Patty. I've got to come up with a story that explains this better. I can't figure out why we just want to add stuff to everything as much as we can and push the boundaries. I don't know. Not that you are. I'm just saying, I know people that put MCT on everything. No, don't do that. Use it when a recipe calls for a cooking fat. That's my approach. I use it when a recipe calls for a cooking fat, or when my salad is calling for an Italian salad dressing. That's how I use it. Nicole, I know Carb Master and Fairlife are the best milks. I have been drinking oat and almond milk for years, but now I only use it when paired with the right cereals. Can you speak on plant-based milks and why they aren't the best? I will, but Nicole, I think you care about me enough not to get mad at me if you disagree with me. But many people won't. Veganism and plant-based folks it's almost becoming a religion. There's a great podcast I need to find and send it to you. A doctor just talked about this. But first of all, no plant has a breast. There's no such thing as almond milk. There's no such thing as oat milk. It's a plant that has been pressed and processed. And generally speaking, they're going to have plant fats in them. Plant fats are toxic. They're never good. And especially when that plant fat comes in contact with medium to high temperatures. Plant fats are unstable fats. They are not stable. So when they come in contact with high heat through processing, pasteurization and processing, they become deadly fats. Plants do not like for their roots and their leaves to be eaten. Nuts and oats are high in toxic oxalates. We should be eating plants very sparingly. Plants should not be centric to our healthy diet. They should be a part of our healthy diet because they help our body reach a level of homeostasis where we have a better immune system, better health. But I am not a believer at all in plant-based milks. I think they're bad for human health. I think it's sad. It's not the people's fault. It's the marketer's fault. It's our. We're all moving in that direction because of climate change, etc. But anyway, I won't go there. It's not, if you enjoy almond milk and you enjoy oat milk, we do approve of them. There's some almond milks in the library that are approved. Just use them according to how they are described in our library. And from a weight loss standpoint, you'll be okay. They're not bad from a weight loss standpoint. They're not real good for human health. And little Travis from you, Harley, is not going to be able to combat the world's movement towards a plant-centric, plant-based diet. Yes, I know there are those movies out there that tell half the story, like Game Changers. But now that there's ridicule and there's other narratives out there to counter that, and there's other clinical studies to counter that, we're finding that plants should not be central to our diet, but a part of our diet. I hope that helped, Nicole. And hey, if you prefer almond milk, I'm happy to help you incorporate it in a way that you can get the best out of it. Now, by the way, I need to say this too, to be fair to Nicole. Kroger Carb Master milk and fat-free Fairlife milk are not good for you either. They're not good either. No. They're not good either. Bread make you dead. Bread's not good either. I had this conversation with Kim Shibboleth yesterday, if she's here, she can verify. She's not here. She can verify that, truth be told, if we were just all going to eat clean, we don't need any approved bread or any approved milk. They're all bad. Now, the worst problem is not milk, it's being obese. Obesity, not milk, is a leading cause of all premature death in our country. So what I did was go and find void replacements for people that, what would happen, y'all? What would happen if you join this program, everyone? What if you join this program and your first introduction to me, I said, you can't have bread, you can't have pasta, you can't have milk, you can't have cheese, you can't have nuts, you can't have almond milk. What if I said that? Would that scare a lot of people off that I could help? So what I do is say, okay, that's a thing for you. Milk is a thing for you. Bread is a thing for you. Let's pick out breads and milks that do not spike the what, everybody? Do not spike insulin. Good job. There's only one way to trigger fat loss: calorie deficit and insulin control. Jody says milk is baby food. I have never understood why us adults want to eat baby food. That's a good thought. And we are the only mammal that drinks another mammal's milk. Now, milk, if in times of famine, if I had to drink milk, I'd drink milk. It has sustenance in it, it has nutrition. But milk, dairy products in general, cause high inflammation in the body. High inflammation causes your body to produce more bad cholesterol. Great stuff. Patricia Bass says, when the thought of food hits my brain, I have trained my brain to respond with, go for a walk, make a phone call. Perfect. That's what we call, Patty, that's what we call interrupting automatic thoughts. I went through a class, wellness class about behavior modification years ago, and it was just so eye-opening to me because I knew most of my trouble was due to my flesh. My flesh is automatic thoughts. And you're disrupting your automatic thoughts with the right thinking. That's awesome. Another private question. I'm sure you have answered this a million times, but can too much caffeine prohibit your weight loss? No. The only indirect way that caffeine is actually, talk to your doctor. Somebody like Patricia Hurt, she's got a pacemaker. But for a normal, healthy person, caffeine is like a wonder drug. It's amazing. It's really the only proven supplement that aids in fat loss. That's why you see it in every weight loss supplement, packaged with other ingredients that aren't that effective. It is effective. Indirectly, the only way I can see it slowing one's results, caffeine that is too much caffeine can cause dehydration. When your body's dehydrated, it will not burn fat as efficiently. And also, too much caffeine can overstimulate your adrenal glands and cause your energy levels to lag. So if you're in a calorie deficit and you're not putting forth as much energy, you're not going to burn as much fat. But it really doesn't stop or slow fat loss other than indirectly like that. Another private question, alkaline water, better than tap? It is. I tell my students, I always have, the water requirement is a half a gallon up to 1 gallon of wet water per day. But there's always good, better, best. Tap water is what we call hard water. It is very acidic. Alkaline water is alkaline, and it allows for the body to better be able to maintain the proper pH. And that's not really the big deal. Your body's pretty adept at maintaining its own pH level without alkaline water. It might help a tad, but the main thing is when you're drinking alkaline water, it takes less water to hydrate the body. Is there nutritional value in fresh coconut milk, and do you recommend it at all? Coconut is a fruit. Coconut flakes we have approved on the program. A lot of fiber in it. I'd probably have to go look up the nutritional profile. I'm gonna suspect it's high in protein and fiber if you don't add a sweetener. I can't see fresh coconut milk without added sugar being a detriment to your lifestyle. I'd have to do some research on that. Buying the ones at the grocery store with the sugar, not good. That's really bad for you. Another gimmick. Doesn't work. Bad for you. Coconut water in the grocery store, bad for you. Unless you're getting that BAI, whatever that is, it's sweetened with sugar alcohol. In that case, it might not be too bad. Does drinking regular coffee break a fast? Depends on the study you're reading. I say no. I say that caffeine and zero-calorie coffee with caffeine can disrupt autophagy a tad. I do not think that it breaks a fast. Some experts say that it does. Some experts say that it doesn't. I believe the benefits of drinking a cup of coffee a day, especially mushroom coffee, for those trying to lose weight, the benefits outweigh any downregulation in autophagy. Is there a combination that allows peanut butter and a banana sandwich on approved bread? Sharon, there is not a proper food combination for that other than what we call a perfect pairing. And I have solved that riddle. If you like for me to give you the recipe, I don't know if you're a free member off the top of my head or if you're a lifetime member. Lifetime members have that recipe, access to that recipe. But I'm happy to give everybody that recipe right here. If you like, let me know. It's called a perfect pairing. It's not a proper combination, but it's where I put a certain peanut butter with a banana, with a tortilla, and it works. Pam brought a vibration machine. Awesome. Recommendation on how to use it. Yes, I have a standing desk. So to deal with my sciatica, I stand on my vibrational plate that's under my feet right now. When I'm standing doing my work here in my office. I also do planks, push-ups, and other variations of the plank, squats, body weight squats on my vibration plate. What that's going to do when you're doing push-ups and planks on a vibration plate or your squats on a vibration plate is force your body to work all the stabilizer muscles that don't normally get worked during compound movements or body weight exercises. So great job, great investment you make there. 1 cup of coffee is great in the morning. Yeah. Mushroom coffee, I prefer. Hey, I got to learn to pronounce your name. You're so sweet all the time. Sangiovini. Let me know if I didn't pronounce that right. Mushroom coffee, 4 sigmatic. I prefer 4 sigmatic with 5 or less calories. 4 sigmatic. Okay, for those of you that want the eating episode of a peanut butter and banana sandwich, you take a half a banana, 1/2 a banana, 1 tablespoon of nuts and more peanut butter, it's higher in protein, and you wrap it in 1 La Tortilla Factory 50-calorie tortilla. Delicious. Hope that helped. That's a perfect pairing. How much caffeine do I take every day? I don't really measure or monitor mine. I usually have 1 to 2 sparks a day. On top of that, I will usually, let's see, what other caffeine do I have? That's usually it. Cup of coffee. I'm usually getting 300 or less milligrams of caffeine a day. I wouldn't go over 300 milligrams a day. How often a week and for how many minutes? Pam, are you still talking about the vibrational plate? If so, I do push-ups every single day. I do my push-ups, I would say most of the time on a vibrational plate. If I'm outside walking and I drop down to do push-ups, obviously I don't have it. But when I'm doing push-ups in the morning at the house, I do them on a vibrational plate. So anytime you would normally do your body weight exercises throughout the week, do them on your vibrational plate when you have access to it. I recommend beginners work upper body 3 days a week, lower body 3 days a week, take 1 day a week off. Marie says, I want a pineapple and peanut butter sandwich. You could do the same thing as a perfect pairing. One nice slice of pineapple with peanut butter, a tablespoon of nuts and more with your La Tortilla factory tortilla. You could get away with that. I've never had that. I don't know if it's good or not, but you could do that. Nuts and more peanut butter. And only half a banana. Oh, you're using pineapple. So 1 slice of pineapple. Chris says better in peanut butter. Better in peanut butter would work too. It's a lower calorie per serving. It's just not as tasty to me, but nuts and more are better in peanut butter would work too. I forgot about that brand. A lot of people quit using it so long ago, I forgot all about it. Better in peanut butter would work. What brand tortilla? It's called La Tortilla Factory Tortilla. Let me help y'all because sometimes I'm not available, right? So the reason I built the website the way I did, ding, ding, ding. The reason I built the website the way I did was so that my desire was to be with you in the grocery store, in your home, as much as you would let me be in the grocery store with you and in the home. I wanted to be an angel on your shoulder to knock stuff out of your hand at the grocery store. That's always been my desire. That's how I actually started Shibboleth, walking around the grocery store with church members. I couldn't go home with them, but I wished I could be sometimes an angel, sometimes a devil, knocking stuff out of their hand, right? I couldn't do that, so I built this website. So when you don't have access to me, like we do right now, make sure that you understand your library. This is central command. That's how you should look at this. This is central command for your lifestyle. And I'm going to go to resources and I'm going to go to food library. And then I'm going to type in, let's see if there might still be a bread category instead of typing in bread. You'll get different results regardless. Let's go to the reason I'm looking, I can't type in bread and tortilla. I may have to do that. I'm not seeing it. Okay, so I'm just going to type in bread. Bread, make sure I spell it right, and then we'll do tortilla. Watch this, everybody. I think I'm going to answer your question. Y'all are asking me about these peanut butter and banana sandwiches. Let me try to help you the right way, okay? If y'all pay attention, you won't forget this. If you don't pay attention, you'll be asking again tomorrow. All right, so here we go. I'm looking for breads. Now, y'all let me know when you want me to explain. Somebody got mad at me this week, said I was being sarcastic. Now I can't stop being, I mean it in the best way though. Okay, any of these breads that are -2 or -3 would work for that peanut butter and banana sandwich example I gave you. Okay, any -2, any -3. Okay, so in other words, here's one that's a -2. See that? Let me pull it up. This would actually be one that I could use with a half a banana and a tablespoon of butter and peanut butter or nuts and more. The tortilla, if I was looking for that tortilla Travis was talking about, because there's so many, we don't want to mess you up. You shouldn't even trust me. You should trust the library, because I'm a human and I forget things that I know. Anybody else forget stuff they once knew? Am I the only one? So now I'm looking for the tortilla, and I find a La Tortilla carb fajita size -3. What does -3 mean? Is that a good weight loss tortilla or not? Best for weight loss. So Travis said La Tortilla, but I want you to look. Here's the challenge with that question that was asked. Not that it's a great question. I'm just trying to use it as a teaching moment. Okay. So I've got La Tortilla, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There's 16 La Tortilla factory brand tortillas. Are all of them created equal? No. I want to go with the best weight loss meter for my perfect pairing sandwich. So I'm pulling up a -3. And then I can see exactly what I'm looking for at the grocery store. I can even find it on Amazon. By the way, if you don't want to buy from us to support us in our store up here, if you'll at least go through Amazon, it helps me pay my team. It doesn't pay me much. I get 1 penny off food products per dollar. But it'll help if you'll go through that. If you're not going to buy it from our store. Okay. So then I come down here and I can see there's some videos related to the tortilla, bacon cheese burrito. I can watch that video. Did y'all know that was there? How many of you didn't know that was there? Cheesy turkey dogs. Then I can go down here and look at recipes linked, all these recipes linked to this tortilla that I have in my pantry now. All of these recipes with their rating. So like Angela's Taco Pie. Angela's Taco Pie is using this tortilla, and I can literally hit this grocery list, add every one of those ingredients to my grocery list, print it off, go to the grocery store, get the ingredients for Angela's Taco Pie. As well, it says where to buy. It looks like people are finding this tortilla at Kroger and Publix. The more you all help me and spend time telling us where you find stuff, the better it is for the Shibboleth family. Do y'all see that? Do y'all see how we tried to build a program that's not a business, but it's friends helping friends? Can y'all see that? It's very important to me. So we can see where are they finding this tortilla, Kroger and Publix. And the more those of you that have a heart to will partner with us in the ministry and share stuff where you're finding it, et cetera, the more the website grows and can be helpful to everyone. God bless you, Marie. We're just glad to have you at any level. Just glad to have you. We want to serve you. We want to help you, whether you ever become a lifetime member or a partner. We're here. We're going to give you the same love and support that we give everybody. So God bless you. Any other questions before we go today? It's been good 2 classes. I've enjoyed answering questions. I hope everybody is getting something out of it. Don't forget, none of this information will help us lose weight unless we are following the Shibboleth Shield. We must follow the Shibboleth Shield one day at a time in order to be successful. Another private question. Can you suggest beginner exercises for someone that's almost completely immobile or sedentary, cannot walk unassisted? I would suggest can't walk. There are lots of exercises that you can do, upper body exercises, but they don't necessarily burn a lot of calories. Number one thing we can do is keep following the Shibboleth program. It's harder when you're in a sedentary situation, because when the mind is idle and we get bored, we tend to want to eat. So I know that's a battle for you that the Lord will help you through and with. But other than that, I would look in the exercise library and try to find upper body exercises that you feel that you can do. There's all kind of stuff you can do. For example, myself, even something like this, I'll sit in here while I'm reading emails and I'll do my chest exercises, right? So I'm getting blood flow to the pecs, to the biceps, the triceps. I'm getting my heart rate up a little bit. But more than anything, what that's going to do when you're sedentary and you do some upper body exercises, anytime we contract muscles and we get blood flow, our brain releases the feel-good chemical dopamine. So from that standpoint, it could benefit you to start some chair exercises. You can use anything. You've got lateral raises for the shoulders. That's in the exercise library. Brother Tony has videos attached to those exercises to demonstrate to you what that looks like. But I would suggest starting with upper body chair exercises until we can get you mobile. Bands are great. I use a lot of I do a lot of band work. Yeah, Janice said chair exercises you can find on Pinterest and YouTube. That device that I just picked up, it's not one of my go-tos other than I use it at my desk. I just use it when I can't get my normal upper body routine because I'm stuck at a desk. You can find it on Amazon. If you want to email me, I'm happy to send you a link because there's some junk ones on there. I'm like the human guinea pig. I tried 2 or 3 of those devices that fell apart on me. This one seems to be very durable. If you want me to send you a link to this particular one, send me an email at travisjack777@gmail.com and I'll try to get you over the link. Be praying for the person that is dealing with being sedentary, dealing with some health issues, and I hope everybody here will pray for them. They asked privately because they were embarrassed, and nothing to be embarrassed about. We're all each other. I am her and she is me. We're all the same. I told a lady I met the other night on one of my nighttime walks. She was a sweet lady. She was homeless and she was sleeping on the ground. Run into her, almost tripped over her. And I talked to her and she was embarrassed, said she'd fallen on hard times. And she cried when I told her. I said, ma'am, I don't judge at all. I said, you're me and I'm you. We're the same person. If you hurt, I hurt. I said, the only thing that separates us, the situation you're in and the situation that I'm in, is our experiences in life. And we're the same person. So you have nothing to be ashamed of. And we're all the same. We're all the same person. I'm uglier than y'all, but we're all the same person. If I'm good to you, I'm really being good to me, and vice versa. Michelle says, when I looked up the La Tortilla you were showing, I did not see the link recipes you showed. They should be there. Maybe you pulled up the different one. There's several. There was many, 17 of them or something. Maybe you pulled up the wrong one. They all won't have videos. We rely on our clients and our team to provide those videos. You may have clicked the wrong one, maybe not. Let me see if I can find it again. Try this link and then let me know. And then if this link doesn't show it to you, then we need to get you to support, figure out what's wrong. Try that link and see if that don't show it to you at the bottom. Okay, you figured it out. Awesome. Yes, I did share Jesus with her, and she shared Jesus with me, and we had a good little 15-minute time together. And I wished I was a better person. I would have invited her into my home. That's something that I've struggled with for a few days since I left her out there. But I did do my best with what the Lord gave me to give her. But I've not yet built up the courage, unless the Lord really gives me unction, to invite strangers into my home where my wife is at. But that's my own shortcoming. But I did help her in a cheerful way, the way the Lord would have me to help her. So. Great job, Kim. Down 8 pounds. Outstanding. Great job. Anybody else? Shannon on Facebook. I have been looking for approved cheese for a couple of weeks. Finally found fat-free shredded cheddar and low-fat pepper jack. One of the things I do to make fat-free cheese, now, fat-free cheese is not good for us, but it's a void replacement, and we can use it for our grilled cheese sandwich and other ways. I like to mix in a little MCT oil with it. That way it's not so rubbery in texture. A lot of people do not realize that we can have full fat cheese, and it's better for you than fat-free cheese. Let's let this be the last teaching moment today in regards to our philosophies and lifestyle. You can have full fat cheese. Full fat cheese is better for you than fat-free cheese. But we have, if our goal is weight loss, we have to have them differently. Okay. We can't have full fat cheese with a category 3 or category 5. Full fat cheese can be had. It's a little too fattening to call a category 4. But does anybody know on what type of day I can have full fat cheese? Well, on a holiday, but there's another day too that we can have full fat cheese. Lion and shark days. So once you get into intermediate and advanced, and you're really missing your full fat gourmet hunk cheese, boar's head cheese, or whatever, Gouda, you can have it. It just has to be on a lion or shark day. And you'll do great. You can have it as a condiment. The problem with full fat cheese as a condiment, from my thumb knuckle up, is that enough cheese for y'all? No. That's 50 calories of full fat cheese. Your thumb is 100 calories. So if I want a decent portion of full fat cheese, I need to have it on a lion or shark day. Is a lion or shark after you meet your goal? No, ma'am. It's as soon as you learn about it. Lion and shark days are 2 of the healthiest days we have on the planet. It's real whole foods, whole meats, and non-toxic vegetables. So they're great days to have. Once you learn how to have them and you feel comfortable that you're having it the right way, because though they offer the best results, if you do them wrong, you're really setting yourself back. So let's say that I'm having a lion day and everything's went great. And I have my dinner at 6 p.m. It was a steak, great. Now I'm supposed to have a 16-hour fast. But let's say at 9 o'clock, I get to hankering for some popcorn and I have approved popcorn. I just torched my entire day because of all that fat I ate. Now coupled with the fat busting I'm gonna get from the popcorn, not good. So make sure you know how to have them the right way. Tiger days are probably the healthiest. A Tiger 16 is probably the healthiest day, the healthiest, best weight loss and most practical day. Okay, everybody, that's it for today. I enjoyed. Did y'all learn something? Did you get some help? Do you feel like traveling on? Glad to have you. God bless you all. See you next time.